I did a series recently on cold steel kukris. It was a 3-part series, but I am by no means done talking about kukris. In fact, there's been one in particular that I've wanted to get for a long time, and I finally did, and I actually bought 2 of them because I haven't seen them for sale on as many platforms. But today we're going to be looking at the CKRT Kuk. Stick around. I must say, I've had quite the adventure buying and reviewing a bunch of kukris. Some of them I bought with my own money, some have been sent to me, and there have been some that I have liked more than others. When I first got into the game, everybody was like, man, you need to go get one from Nepal. And I did, and I wasn't quite as impressed with that one as I have been others. I've reviewed the Condor heavy duty kukri. I've reviewed the combat kukri from K-Bar. I've reviewed, I think, at least 2 from Waribo Knife. I have reviewed 3 different cold steel kukris. I have reviewed the mini prints from Nepal, and now we're looking at this one. And I like this design the best so far because I'm all about simplicity and uniformity, and I like the size of this one. This one sits right in the sweet spot for me. It's fairly light, and this is a design by Ryan Johnson of RMJ Tactical. 15.8 inches in overall length with a 10.5 inch blade length. 14.7 ounces in weight. We've got us a powder coated carbon steel blade. Now this is marketed as full tang. This is an over molded handle, but it does have 3 rivets. I don't know exactly what the tang looks like in the handle, but it looks like it's very secure. I love the design and the construction of the handle altogether. I have enjoyed experiencing the different dynamics that come from all the different kukris I have tested. You know, some have been heavier than others. You know, the big, thick, bulky ones have been good for just some of the most heavy-duty bushcraft tasks. But when I'm out here slaying bottles and jug killing and things like that, these thin ones, man, they really do the trick. And so far, I have enjoyed working with the thinner, lighter ones better. That's just me. I think the Kuk falls right into that category. This one's fairly light, it's not too thick, and I just like the ergonomics of this one. Now don't get me started on the sheath. I'm digging it a lot. You know, a lot of kukris, they're affordable, but the sheath is just bad. I think this one is nice. Now I found it concerning that I couldn't find this on Amazon as well as many other sites. I finally found this on Blade HQ. I don't know if they still have a lot of them in stock. That's why I went ahead and bought the second one, was because I like this model a lot, and I would hate for this to be discontinued. So I don't really know what's going on there. Maybe they're just in production right now and they don't have a lot in stock. I don't know. If you know what's going on, feel free to share it in the comments. Now let's take a pause and decimate a 2-liter bottle. Now that was obviously 2 separate cuts. I don't want you to think I'm trying to do any editorial buffoonery here. I did a slice this way and it cut it all the way in half, but it knocked it off. So I filled it up with water again and sliced it this way. And it is a slicing machine. Now I think we all know that the kukri is a weapon of war, and it's also a working tool. It can be used for both things, and it is commonly used in both areas, unlike a lot of other blades. I've had a lot to say about the combative aspect of the kukri throughout all that I have reviewed. And if you ask my honest opinion, you know, these that have an adequate weight, such as 14 to 15 ounces, that are a little bit thinner, in my opinion, are better for battle. They slice better, they cut better, and they're heavy enough to do the trick. On the flip side, I have found those that are thicker and heavier more accustomed to the bushcraft world, such as the Condor heavy duty. That being said, these can excel plenty in the bushcraft world. I'm going to take down a tree that I've been needing to take down. I need this tree for a project that I'm working on, so I think now is as good a time as ever to take this down. Oh my goodness. That's tearing right into that tree, so there's no problem with the chopping aspect here. Here we go, timber. This chops very well, just dices right through everything. It's really, really sharp out of the box. And I think this one's built with a great balance between being battle ready and ready for the bush. Be careful when you're throwing your Kukri. They're a lot of fun to throw, but they are a little bit more of a risk because of the way they're built. If you over rotate, it could rebound at you pretty quickly. Not to mention the fact that throwing any blade that you have is absolute torture to that blade. So I would designate things that you like to throw and just keep everything else in your hand. I used to not say that, but over time, I've just seen the damage that throwing does to knives. It's worse than any other torture out there, it seems. If you never ever missed, that would be one thing. Now, it's still gonna do damage to the tip like crazy, but if you never missed, it probably wouldn't do much damage to the handle and things like that. But the fact is if we get out and throw something long enough, we do miss, and it's just horrible on the blade. I've been reading in the comments that a lot of people are shocked that CKRT would call this the kook, because interestingly enough, kook is a South African slang term as describing something as awful or crap. But I can honestly say this is far from being awful or crappy. For its price, this is a most excellent Kukri. I just like the dynamic with this Kukri. I just think the weight feels great, the length feels right, and I can't say enough good about the Kook from CKRT. A very excellent design from RMJ Tactical. Now, I will provide a link in the description. I'm going to go out to Blade HQ and see if they still have these in stock, and I'll drop that link in the description. But I just checked Amazon a minute ago and it's still currently unavailable. What do you think about the old kook, my friend? I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Take care.